You guys, I'm filming a Get Ready With Me with Glamlite's new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air collection. So if you want to hear my first impression thoughts, maybe chat about scammers on the internet, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. I do post quite often, so highly recommend subscribing, turning on the bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. I've already seen a few videos go up about the Glamlite and Fresh Prince collection. I will say I'm going to start calling these a self-sponsored review because I did buy this whole collection with my own money. I am a Glamlite affiliate. I did not get this collection in PR. So usually I will ponder buying things, but this one got me. I think the 90s child in me was like, I need that collection. I have very fond memories of my childhood spent watching this show with my family, so I bought the whole thing. I didn't get it with the PR box though. I got it minus the PR box. I love that Glamlite does that for you. So yeah, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna talk about it as well as talk about scammers on the internet. I don't know, I just feel like I want to chat about it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. First, let me show you the collection really quickly. And I did buy, like I said, the non-PR box. So this retails for $74, which I didn't think was a bad price for everything that you get. So if you want to pick up these items individually, of course, they do have the palette, and that's $24. We also have the highlighter palette, which is called California Fresh for $16, and you get 3 shades, which seems like a steal of a deal. Now, I had just posted about this collection in my new makeup releases episode yesterday, and I was like, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to keep all this stuff, but once I saw it in person, it was actually so cute. Even the glosses, like I was like, are these tacky? But when I felt them in person, like, yeah, they look a little cheap, but they still felt pretty nice. I don't really like pink lip gloss, but I wanted to swatch them for you just so you could see them on a tan complexion. So hopefully that's helpful. So we have a Fresh Prince and Glamlite lip gloss set for $14. There's also a setting spray for $14. The lashes retail for $8. So everything you can purchase individually or as a bundle, whatever you decide to do. Like I said, I went with the whole bundle. So the vibes are like a very neon in this collection, and it says on the back of the palette here that it's a palette for face and body. It's time to jazz up your eye look with our Fresh Prince X Glamlite palette. This palette features 15 ultra highly pigmented and essential shades to make you look super fresh. Create a variety of vibrant looks inspired by the fun aesthetics of the 90s. Let's get the party started. So love that for us. It says this is made in China. It has I think it says 18-month shelf life, and it is cruelty free. So I think everything in this collection looks super cute, super fun. I will say I definitely saw some comments on my community tab as well as on my new makeup releases where you guys were like, oh, Will Smith is probably really hurting for deals right now, so that's probably how Glamlite could afford to score this IP. I don't know that. I just thought it was funny. You guys are so shady. I love that for you. So I can neither confirm nor deny, but I thought that was fun speculation. I think they're probably just fans of the show. It is kind of random though, because I feel like nobody has really thought of that show in a long time. But hey, what do I know? I just reviewed the Wicked Widow and Crow palette collab. I had no idea about the movie, and once I started reading the comment section in that video and realized what a cult following that movie has, I'm not surprised by anything. I feel like there's something out there for everyone, so I totally get it. Another fun thing that they did with this collection is they included this little ticket. I think it's just so cute. It's fun if you're taking some fun like flat lays or you want to do some reels and stuff. So I thought that was super cute as well. So as you can see, I have some makeup on. I have like foundation, eyeshadow primer, my brows. I have blush on. If you want to know what this blush is, I just got the Fenty blush lighters. So I have a little reel with those if you want to see. I can maybe try and link that down below for you guys. But the rest of my face is ready to go. And I thought I'd call this Fresh or Flop. Want to give my testing new makeup slash reviews a little bit of a spin. So I was inspired by the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So anyways, I've got some ideas in my head of what I want to do as far as an eye look goes. So let's get to creating, but I wanted to do this kind of chatty, get ready with me style because I feel like I've seen a few videos go up on this and I feel like I'm really late to the party, so I don't think anybody's going to be like hanging on my last word to decide if they're going to buy this palette or not. But I just feel like, two things have happened in the last few days that I've been like sort of educated on. And I always feel like it's so scary that we use YouTube and like social media to learn things, but we can't help ourselves. We're all busy, so it can happen. But I was sitting around the other day and I just couldn't help but think like, my gosh, there's so many freaking scammers on the internet. Like, I listened to the Do We Know Them podcast, and those girls talk so much about like different Instagram and TikTok scammers and different like controversial things that happen and people that just have these like enormous followings. And I feel like, gosh, I've been doing this for so long and it's like I'm nowhere near 10 million, let alone 20,000 subscribers. So it's just wild to kind of see what types of people are out there. But the other day I was watching this video from a person I follow, a true crime channel. I think she's over 1 million, called Annie Elise. I really like her. I don't think she's for everyone. She has like a very chill vibe, very much like a California girl. And she was talking about this cult and I saw her thumbnail and I recognized the girl in the picture and I was like, oh, I think I follow her on Instagram. And I was like, is that a cult? Like, I'd never got any kind of cult vibes from the whole situation. Didn't know who she was. I thought she just made like cute videos, like dancing on the internet. So I like followed her and I've been really like enjoying her content. So I had no idea that it was like a cult or anything like that. I just recognized her from the thumbnail. So then I, of course, had to like watch this whole thing. Well, actually, I listened to it because it was a podcast episode. So I listened to it on Apple Podcasts and I was just like shocked. And then I was like, whoa, I immediately like went to Instagram and like unfollowed the Instagram account because that's the world we live in, right? If we followed somebody from like ever ago and God forbid, like we lost track of that account and we didn't unsubscribe or unfollow or whatever, unfriend, and then somebody finds out about it or it like gains traction and then it's like I'm supporting a cult member or something. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about. It's just like, it's just wild how we live in this world. And like I had no idea and I definitely don't want to support somebody that's in a cult, but they were talking about how this is like a TikTok cult that's somehow connected to like this religion and basically they like take these like talented people and they like isolate them from their family. I don't know, you guys. It was wild. I do feel like Annie Elise is like pretty legit because she has quite a big YouTube channel. So I don't think she just like is like a without a crystal ball type person, you know? She's like a little bit more like a trustworthy source from what I can tell. But I was just shocked. Like I was so shocked because I had been following this girl and so it just got me thinking like how do we know like who to follow these days? Like it's so hard out there. Like it's a little bit scary and I don't know. Like it's genuinely just a lot. And then the other thing that happened was I think it was just like yesterday or maybe it's the day before, I was on Instagram or something and I follow a few anti-MLM creators. I definitely don't consume as much anti-MLM as I used to, but I still find it very fascinating because I've never been in an MLM, but I know, like I had one friend, she's so sweet. She would always get like roped into these MLM presentations and I know she took me a few times and I was like, no, I'm not signing up to sell your whatever it was, you know. And I even remember like I've been to a bachelorette weekend and I know that girl was selling some kind of like sex toys, but it was a MLM and I didn't realize what it was at the time. But I'm like, gosh, this feels like such a sales pitch like in the middle of this bachelorette party. It was so weird. So anyway, all of that aside, all of these things are like just such a prevalent part of most people's day-to-day lives. I'm doing kind of like two different looks because I am filming this. It is 9:12 at night, so I am gonna probably just take this off. I know that's not the most fun when people do that, but I just want to be honest with you guys. I didn't have childcare today, so I'm filming now that my kids are in bed, so probably won't be able to tell you much about the longevity of this, but it's still fun to test out. And I was gonna do kind of like a blue, green, purple, pink eye look, but now I just decided to do this. So we're just gonna try it and we're just gonna roll with it. So anyways, all of that aside, I follow a few anti-MLM creators and I was scrolling on my phone before I went to bed and I saw one of my faves had posted, it was a TikTok of a MLM girly and she was like calling out the anti-MLM creator, and it was like, I don't even know. She was like, this video is for, and it was CC Suarez. I can try and link all this stuff below because it's like kind of funny because obviously it's not drama about me or anybody I know. So like I couldn't really care that much, but I'm also like fascinated by it because it's like the internet. So basically this MLM girl who I guess was in Monet, what is it called? I think it's called Modern Nature. Anyway, Monet. I don't know why it sounds weird when I say it out loud, but anyway, this girl used to be in that, and I guess they like had talked to each other before, and it was very much like a Regina George like TikTok where she was like, this message is for like CC and CC only, and you're like such a stalker and you can only make money off of talking about me and blah 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 blah, and what do you care like how I make money? And I was like, it's so hypocritical of somebody that's in an MLM to sit there and say like all of these things about somebody else when it's like they're literally scamming people to make money. Like the only reason that people on the top of an MLM make money is because the people underneath them are recruiting for them and their like checks funnel up and up and up, and that's literally why it's like a pyramid scheme. There's that's like a whole thing for another day. But anyway, so I went on this girl's TikTok. Her name's like Kayla Caputo. Listen, I just think this is fascinating, so don't come for me. Like, I'm not trying to be a commentary channel. I just was down the rabbit hole. And I just thought it was so fascinating that this girl was like legitimately like convinced that like Cece was like stalking her, and like it was very much like a I'm so much better than you and like stop stalking me and I'm so successful and like don't worry about me kind of thing. And I mean, it was very sassy, I will say, but also like she's still a scammer. Like that's how she makes money. So don't know what the purpose of her trying to call Cece out was, because I feel like when you try to call people out like that, the only person that actually ends up looking like a jerk is you. Even though you might think you have the best points at heart, it came off like very mature, very Regina George, okay? So then it got me thinking, like I was going through her TikTok and I saw so many PR products from like legitimate brands. Like I think I saw like Fleur, she had just like stuff that you and I talk about here on YouTube, and I was like, this is crazy. And she had like almost 250k followers on TikTok, and I was like, this is so wild, because I think that on TikTok it seems like it's so easy to amass a following because you don't spend hours talking to these people. They just sit in front of cameras and make these short snippets, and maybe you see like very little of their lives. So like when I looked through her feed, I didn't go in depth, but I couldn't tell she was in an MLM. And I was like, imagine that. Imagine having almost 250k on TikTok, getting PR, and also being like a top person in an MLM. Like that's like having your hands in like 5 cookie jars. Like that's getting paid for being a legitimate influencer. That's getting paid for being a scammer. And then you're getting all this product on top of that. And then there's like lowly old me with my 13,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I'm like, this is wild. Like my mind was just blown because I'm like, I can't believe that there's brands like out there that don't vet like who they send PR to. Isn't that kind of wild? Like, am I so naive that I just kind of only realize this now, that these people are double dipping in like every way. Like, not only are they scamming people, making, you know, money on the MLM side, they're also making money probably with like affiliate links and Amazon storefronts. And I was just kind of like shocked. I was kind of shocked. So I just thought it would be a fun thing to chat about with you guys on what you think and what your thoughts are, because I love like hearing from my subscribers, and like just because we're all pretty much a similar age. So I would love to know, because in my video yesterday I had talked to you guys about how somebody left me a comment saying like, oh, you only review like eyeshadow palettes that you have codes with, and you don't like talk about anything else other than brands that you have codes with, and when are you going to start reviewing things that you like bought with your own money and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, hold up. Like, I do buy stuff. I mean, maybe like I do focus a lot on brands that I have codes with, but that's not because I have codes with them. It's because I like their stuff. So I'm glad to have a code with them. And if they come out with something new, if they don't send it to me and I'm interested in it, I will buy it. For example, this collection, or the Ensley Rain palette. What was it? The Cosmic Wanderer. I bought like so many Ensley Rain palettes, and those are like expensive palettes. Obviously, Sephora is not sending me PR. There's like no Sephora brands that send me PR except like Rare Beauty, I think, is the only one. And I'm so grateful to be on the Rare Beauty PR list, only because it helps me out, like, not spend every last penny I make on YouTube. But I just wanted to chat to you guys about how I just feel like, and I can't say like TikTok is a worse offender than any other platform, but I feel like TikTok is definitely where the scammers are. I just feel like there's so many of these videos that these commentary channels make about like these pearl parties where people are like chucking oysters, and you like buy a ticket, and there's like rock parties and like nail sticker jewelry parties. Like, it just seems like everything is a scam on TikTok. And I'm not gonna lie, I have a TikTok. Sometimes I'll go on there and I'll check it out, but for the most part, TikTok is really not my thing. And I'm gonna sound like such a boomer saying that, but it's true. It's true. I just don't like TikTok. And it's not even that TikTok is for young folks, because I know plenty of people that are my age or older that are on TikTok, either because their kids are on TikTok, or, you know, that's where people go to now. Like, that's their like news source, that's their resource, like all of the things. So I can't even say it's just the young people, but I was just like, goodness, it is so terrifying. And in a sense, like, I get why people want to ban TikTok, but I think what they really need to do is raise the bar of the content on TikTok and just make it a little bit harder to gain such a large following, because in a sense, like, it feels like people don't really have to work hard to do it, which is not true. I'm sure there's people out there that slave away to do their content. I mean, I do that too. I work really hard to put in my YouTube videos. I'm filming at like 9 o'clock at night. So I'm sure there's people out there that are either like stay-at-home moms, business owners, different walks of life that are using TikTok and, you know, feeding their families, which I don't think there's anything wrong with. But there's also just like such nefarious things happening on TikTok. And it made me think, and of course on YouTube too, I just feel like nobody's focusing on YouTube right now. So it's not like something I know too much about. I haven't really gone digging in the cesspools of YouTube, but I'm sure every platform has its stuff. I was just thinking, it's like a known fact that it's harder to gain an audience on YouTube. And so maybe that's why YouTube has been able to kind of remain a little less tainted. Whereas we know like TikTok is just everybody. It's like a free-for-all. You just need to have like an iPhone, and you can have one video go viral and it changes your life. And I know that, like, I've also heard and seen people talking about Michaela a lot. I don't really follow her. Obviously, I'm an adult. Like, I'm 35 years old. I know to take things with like a grain of salt. She definitely is just like a salesy person. Like, she could convince me to buy things. Like, she really could. Like, anytime she popped up on my page, like my For You page or whatever it's called, I would probably go buy it. Like, I bought quite a few things just because of how, like, convincing and catchy she is. But I figured it out after a few failed purchases, and I'm like, okay, I'm the problem. Like, I'm the one giving this any attention. So I also need to, like, back off and not buy everything that she talks about. And realistically, like, her style is not my style. So I did unsubscribe. But I've heard, like, things about her too from, like, drama channels and different commentary channels. So I'm sure everyone has, like, different things, but I've heard she kind of, like, edits her, like, body to be skinnier. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm sure if I went digging, I could probably find more out. And I just feel like I know better, like, now after having done this for so long, that just because somebody says, like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this, like, that's so annoying to me. There are things I will tell you I'm obsessed about, but I'm one of those people, like, I don't do... Oh, I didn't realize his shirt had, like, this little, like, suede texture. That's so cool. I'm just not one of those people that, like, will sit there and film, like, a monthly video telling you, like, what my favorites are, because it's really hard for me to, like, say something's my favorite after a month. Like, this, I've legitimately used every single time I've done my makeup. I have two. I have one in my master bathroom and one down here. So that's definitely a product I'm obsessed with in 2024, but not everything gets me. I do like to give you guys, like, first impressions, but if I'm reviewing something, it usually takes me a long time, and that's why I tell you guys, like, just watch my hauls, because that way I will give you guys, like, a follow-up at the end of the month or at the start of the next month. But I just find it so fascinating. Back to the whole, like, cult thing. The cult thing is what really freaked me out, because I'm like, here I am just, like, innocently watching this girl do TikTok dances, and I didn't know anything about the 7M cult and all of this stuff, and how this girl's family was, like, cut off, and how they're, like, worried about her. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is so terrible. I wanted to try and find something a little bit interesting to chat with you guys about. So this is the Fresh Prince highlighter palette. I don't know that I'm going to use this other than filming and reviewing this collection, but when I saw it in person, I did think it was quite pretty. I will say a lot of the social media content I saw with it, it looked a little too shimmery for me. And it is quite shimmery. I'm using kind of like the most neutral looking shade. I use the green shade from the highlighter palette on the inner corner of this, like, more green eye look. But I wanted to try it out once I saw it in person. But it's, yeah, it's definitely a little bit like 2016 highlighter-y. But I mean, it's cute. I'm, like, blending it in a little bit. It's very pow-pow. So there's that. But yeah, this is the highlighter palette and it's super duper cute packaging. Next, I want to use one of the lip glosses. I think I'm going to use the blue one. The pink one is, like, very pink. This one looks a little bit pink, but a little lighter. I guess I could swatch them for you on my lips because there's only two shades. So let's go ahead and swatch the one I don't think I'm going to wear. This is, like, the creamier pink. Okay, that's actually pretty cute. It looks very glossy. It doesn't look as creamy on me as I thought, so that's a plus. The wand does feel a little bit cheap. Like, it doesn't feel very substantial, but I still feel like these are so cute. Like, should I do all my videos now holding my little fake mic lip gloss? But yeah, that's a pretty color. I'm going to go ahead and switch it out, though, for the blue. Let's go ahead and line my lips and then I'll apply this on camera. Okay, I was looking for, like, a lighter pink lip liner. I couldn't find one, so I just grabbed this Morphe Sweetest Tea lip liner. I haven't used this in, like, eons, so I don't know, but it applied really nicely, so I'm just gonna go over it with this gloss. Okay, super pretty, super glossy, not as milky pink as the packaging that's this color, so these are so cute. I feel like a commentary channel now holding my little mic. Okay, the last thing left in this collection are the lashes. This is what they look like. They actually don't look as scary in person as I thought they looked online. I thought they were going to be like super heavy, super fluffy, like when people get like over the top eyelash extensions, but they look dramatic, but they're not bad. They're not like the scariest ones I've seen from Glamlite, so I might try these. Otherwise, I'm going to put them in my monthly giveaway for one of you guys to try out. The packaging though is super duper cute. I'm just going to go upstairs after this, edit this video, and probably take this makeup off, so I figure it's kind of pointless to do the lashes. I did do lashes yesterday though, so you'll see that in maybe tomorrow's video because I'm pushing a video back to make room for this one. But the look is done. All that's left now is to spray my face with the Glamlite and Fresh Prince setting spray. This is 3.5 fluid ounces. I like the sprayer. I was using it to wet my eyeshadow. On the back here it says, keep your makeup looking super fresh all day with our Fresh Prince X Glamlite setting spray, the lightweight and high performance mist. There's no space in between the word performance and mist, so it says performance mist. Will keep your skin feeling hydrated while minimizing the appearance of pores, preventing creasing and fading. Our spray will keep you looking... And then it just cuts off. What the heck? That is so weird. Anyways, this is a nice little sprayer, so let's go ahead and spray my face. My friend Heather has a really cool fan from Half Magic. I found this one at the dollar section at Target, and I always forget to use it, so it's your time to shine, Pineapple fan. Okay, I feel like that setting spray actually did something. My makeup just looks like it really is like set on my face, so I love that for me. I'm gonna run off. I'm gonna throw on some mascara, put on some earrings. I'll be right back to give you guys my first impression thoughts on all the products we tested out today. Okay, I feel like I'm embodying the neon vibes of some of the outfits from the show with these earrings, so I'm doing the best I can. Apparently I don't own a neon shirt. I think I need to immediately add one to my closet, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, so this is the look, or the looks. I kind of did the same thing in the crease, but we swapped out the shimmers and the inner corner shades, and this is what we ended up with. So let me know what you think of the eye looks, and let me tell you really quick what else is on my face today. So I decided to pull out a drugstore foundation because, like I said, I'm going to take this makeup off pretty soon here, and I figured why waste a high-end foundation when I could just go drugstore. So this is the Essence Keep Me Covered Long Lasting Foundation. I actually really like this one, and it's like under $10 at Ulta, I think is where I picked it up from. I will link as many things as I can down below for you guys in case you're interested. I'm also wearing the Fenty concealer. Not a big fan of this, so I figured I might as well wear it when I don't have to wear it for a long period of time. Do any of you guys do that, or is that just me? I know you're not going to be shocked I'm wearing the Say Liquid Bronzer in the shade Swim, and I topped it with the Sephora Collection Bronzer. This is in the shade Beach Bum Tan. I've been enjoying and testing out the One Size powder in the shade Ultra Peach. And for my blush today, I have a brand new product that's just got here in the mail from Sephora. It is the new Fenty Blush Lighter in the shade Juicy Peach. This is so beautiful, so of course I wanted to test it out right away. So those are some of the other things on my face today. Okay, let's break down this new collection. So I will start off with the setting spray. I think this is actually really nice. I really like the mist in this one because the Rick and Morty one was like saturation. Like when that hit my face, I felt like I had dunked my face in a bucket of water. This one is a more even sprayer, so I really like the packaging of this, and I feel like it definitely kind of helped blend out my face a little bit. Kind of like MAC Fix Plus. When you spray that on your face, I feel like it almost like melts the makeup, and I feel like this did that. So I will definitely keep trying this out and let you guys know. First impressions, I'm actually quite impressed by that. The lip glosses, I thought I was gonna regret buying, but honestly, these are really cute. I think they're fun. I think they go with the theme. I think Glamlite did a good job with them. I do wish we had different shades other than two pinks. Not a huge fan, but I think they have a nice gloss formula. It's nice and glossy, not sticky. It's nice and thin. So overall, these are very cute glosses. I didn't try the lashes in this video, so I do apologize in advance if you were hoping for me to review those. I don't have any thoughts on them. And then we have the highlighter palette. Glamlite does do a lot of 3-pan face palettes. I think the price point is nice. Is this like my favorite highlighter formula? Probably not. I feel like it has a lot of shimmer in it that doesn't really like melt into the skin as much as I would like it to, but I feel like it's a perfectly good highlighter. So definitely, if you're interested, pick this up because I think these highlighters are great for what they are. And at the price point, you can't go wrong with picking up 3 of them in one palette. Last but certainly not least is the eyeshadow palette. So before I talk about this, I did go ahead and go through my Glamlite collection and I pulled out a few palettes that I thought were maybe similar to show you guys side by side. I feel like Glamlite can be quite repetitive, especially if you have as many palettes as I do. But in case you don't have as many as I do, let me just show you some that came to mind. So I just wanted to show you guys this palette versus the Barbie palette because I do feel like we have a lot of those similar bright pink tones, similar purples and blues. And I didn't notice this, but there is some seepage from the shadow. But overall, I definitely feel like we can dupe the vibes of the Fresh Prince palette if we have some of the other Glamlite palettes in our collection already. This is the Glamlite and Strawberry Shortcake collaboration with the Fresh Prince palette. Now this one I don't think is available anymore, neither is the Barbie palette. So I guess you have an excuse to buy the Fresh Prince, but somebody actually mentioned the Strawberry Shortcake palette in one of my comment sections, so I just thought I would show it to you in case you were hoping to dupe the vibes. I think it's pretty close, especially if you combine this with the Barbie palette. You'll probably be fine to pass on the Fresh Prince collection. Next are 2 palettes that I thought of when I first saw this reveal, especially the Scooby-Doo Roro Raggy palette. So let's look at those side by side. Okay, so when I look at these, I definitely feel like I was on to something. There isn't as light a shade of green in the Roro palette as there is in the Fresh Prince, but look at those darker tones. I feel like we pretty much have like the black, the blue, this green is very similar. So quite a few similar shades in the Roro Shaggy palette. And this is the other Scooby-Doo and Glamlite palette. So just wanted to show you those as well. And then last but certainly not least, they recently restocked the Rick and Morty. And this is definitely like a big vibrant rainbow palette. And I just wanted to show them to you side by side. So immediately my eye goes to this shade. Looks very similar to that one. These look quite similar to these shadows. These blues quite similar to these ones. So yeah, I feel like I'm basically holding a mini version of the Rick and Morty minus some of these warm tones. So maybe this is a flop. Maybe I was scammed a little bit. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know in the comments. As far as my thoughts go on this palette, it's definitely not a need. It's definitely not a must-have. I could have probably saved myself a lot of money by just passing on this collection, but every once in a while curiosity gets the best of me, and as much as I try to resist things, I also, you know, totally succumb to the shopping demon that lives inside of me that loves indie makeup. So I was very curious. I don't know why. I really don't, but I think if I had taken the time to look at some of these other palettes and look at this eyeshadow palette a little bit more, maybe I could have convinced myself not to buy this palette. Hopefully this video is helpful to you guys. What I will say is the pigmentation is really nice in this palette. I also really like the size and the packaging. I think it's very cute. I feel like in my mind I was expecting these to maybe be neon eyeshadows. I feel like the pink and the green are pretty bright. I think the pink feels more like a true neon shade. The green is just kind of a lighter green. I remember thinking in my head like maybe that could be like a dupe to the Electric palette from Urban Decay. RIP. But I don't think it is. Either which way, it is a cute palette. I really like the mattes. The shimmers aren't like that out of this world, but I think the mattes are pretty solid and it would be fun to pair these colorful mattes with some of my Clionadh shadows or anything else that I have in my collection that's like super shiny and shifty, because it's always fun to find a good colorful matte formula. So I think the formula is actually really nice. If you don't have any of the other Glamlite palettes, especially the Rick and Morty one, and you want something a little smaller and you like the fresh prints, this might be a fun palette for you to pick up. So overall, I think this collection is pretty fresh. I would probably give it like 7 or 8 points out of 10 in the fresh category. I don't think it was a flop. I think the formulas are really good. I do think the eyeshadows are a little repetitive, but I have a very big Glamlite collection, so I feel like that's not everybody that watches YouTube, right? I feel like some of you are maybe getting to Glamlite for the first time, so maybe everybody has a different experience, but as far as I'm concerned, it's definitely a little repetitive in my collection. I'm not mad about it. I think everything worked really well for me, and I don't think you will be disappointed for $74. It really packs a lot of punch. You're getting a lot of variety, a lot of different products to try out, so it's a fun way to treat yourself, especially if you are a 90s baby and you're a fan of the show. So let me know, what do you guys think? Did you think this collection was fresh or a flop? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It's a free way to support my channel. If you're finding me for the first time, highly recommend subscribing because we have lots of new videos every week. I also have a monthly giveaway going on my channel, so the month of May is slowly coming to an end, so if you would like to enter into that giveaway, highly recommend checking out that link. That is everything, you guys. Thank you for hanging with me. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in another video tomorrow. Bye, friends!